Hey guys, here is a quick core set. You're slowly going to come down onto your mat or your towel. Come onto your forearms. Make sure those elbows are underneath you, nice and comfortable. And then push the forearms down so that your chest is nice and open. And then float the right leg to tabletop and then the left leg to tabletop. And you've just got single leg extension. So right leg goes long, left leg goes long. You're keeping that chest nice and proud. You're breathing in and exhaling out. Then have a quick look down at your belly. Make sure it's not popping. There's that slight little wrapping around, like you're wearing a little corsage or someone's giving you a hug from behind. And you should feel really light in your arms here. So it shouldn't feel like you're sort of dumping into those shoulders. You're actively pushing that ground away. And if that's feeling good, let's start to add a double leg extension. So again, looking down towards your belly, finding that nice softening down of your ribs to your hips. And we've got another 4 and 3, last 2. And then on the next one, hold those legs out nice and straight. Let's go for a little swim, little kick with those legs. Now, if that's too much for you, you can always keep those knees bent, and it's a little bit like this. All right, otherwise kicking those legs, and then a little crisscross if you can. Again, if the knees are bent, same thing, little crisscross. And we've got another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly place those feet down onto the floor and come on to your back. From here, reach the hands up towards the ceiling. Take a breath in. As you exhale, reach those hands towards your heels. Inhale, melt your spine back down. Exhale, curl up, reach your toes. Inhale, lower down, and exhale, curling up. On this next one, inhale, lower down, exhale, curl up, and then you're just going for a little side to side tap of those shins, trying to tap those ankles. Should feel like a little penguin moving side to side. Try and curl up a little bit more. Push that lower back down towards the mat. And if it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable for your neck, you can always bring your hands behind your head and you're thinking elbows to outer thighs. Let's go for 8 and 7. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Melting all the way back down. Hands beside your hips now. Float the right leg to tabletop. The left leg to tabletop. A single leg extension, just like we were doing before, but this time we're lying on our back. I quite like to put my hands on my belly here, get a little bit of feedback as to what's going on. Not letting those ribs float out. So I'm putting a little bit of pressure on my top ribs. When I look at my knees, they're not coming in towards my chest, right? They're staying right over my hips. And then I'm going to progress to double leg extension, only if I'm not feeling my lower back do a full big arch off the mat or the floor underneath me. And I'm breathing. Inhale, exhale, extend. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, exhale out, and try and soften around your neck and your shoulders here. And then the next time we extend the legs out long, we are going to keep them there. Float one hand behind your head, then the other. Curl up a little bit. Take the legs straight up towards the ceiling. Flex the feet, wave them down to a point where you're not feeling that lower back arch off the mat a lot. So it might be like maybe a little diamond you can fit underneath your lower back in the mat, but you're not finding any arch that's bigger than that. So let's breathe in, exhale out. Breathing in, exhale out. So only coming down to a spot where you feel like you're in control, but you're definitely feeling those abdominals work. Next time the legs come up, I want you to curl up even higher and then wave those legs down. And curl up even higher and wave those legs down. And then curl up even higher and wave those legs down. And even higher. And then the next time you're going to stay up, reach the left hand to the right ankle and then lower down. And then right hand, left ankle and lower all the way down. Curl up and over and lower, up and over and lower. 6 more. And 5. Last 4. 3, 2 more. Last one. Both hands up to your feet, little pulses, trying to grab those toes for 8 and 7. Last 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. A mini break. Hug those knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Nice deep breath into your belly. Let that go. And then you're going to curl yourself all the way up towards your knees. Float one hand behind your head, then the other. Curl up a little bit higher. Float those legs to tabletop and start your bicycle moving side to side. Take this one slow and controlled, and I want you to think wrapping rib cage around to opposite hips. So wrapping and wrapping. You can even add some arms there too, if it feels like you're going to get that nice wrap from ribs to opposite hip. So it's not just elbow to knee, all right? So you're welcome to stay with this to spice it up a little bit more. We've got straight legs, so it's a little scissor leg. And you're reaching and reaching. Remember, you can keep those hands behind your head if you like. Awesome work. Let's go 6 and 5. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug those knees in towards you and start to take a little rock and roll up and down your mat. You might like to take 1 or 2. And let's meet on all fours in tabletop. So our hands are underneath our wrists, hands are underneath our shoulders, and our knees are underneath our hips. Take just a couple of rounds of cat-cow breathing in, open up through your belly. Oh, I can feel that. And then exhale, scooping round through your spine. Inhale, lower the belly, draw your chest forward. And then exhale, tucking that tailbone, scooping your belly and scooping those ribs in and looking back. Then come back to that tabletop position. Place your right forearm down, then the left forearm down. You're going to interlace those hands, but interlace them lightly. Don't grip your little fist there. Step one foot back, then the other, so you're in a low plank. Now you can always lower the knees if you need to. Otherwise, just start rocking forward and back on your toes. Just forward and back. And if it's not good being down on your forearms, you can always come up on your hands. Now let's go for another 4 and 3 and 2 and hold it there. And then you've got little hip dips. So go to the left, lift up and over to the right. You can think little semicircle, you can think little rainbow. Just think up and over, up and over, up and over. Maybe even little salsa hips here. And keep breathing. Last 6 and 5 and 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next time the hips are to the right, hold it there. Right arm down, left hand up to the ceiling. Try and stack your feet if you can. Little hip lower, big hip lift. Little hip lower, big hip lift. Little hip lower, big hip lift for 4. And lift. 3 and lift. Last 2, lift. Last 1, holding at the top. Circle that top hand all the way up and over. Find that forearm plank again. This time, float the right toes up, tap them down. Left toes up, tap them down. So you're just going for a little walk on the spot. It's a little flicking of those toes back. You can just think pointing toes, and try and keep that bum down. You're not lifting up into a little pyramid. Trying to tuck that tailbone towards your heels and keep pushing down with your forearms. So you're not dropping in between the shoulder blades. And keep breathing. Let's go 4 more. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. Left forearm down. Right hand reaches up. Little hip lower, big hip lift. Little hip lower, big hip lift. Keep that going. Keep pushing down with your bottom forearm for 4 and 3. Last 2. Keep those hips lifted. Circle that tap ham up and over, over, over. Both forearms down. Both hips square to your mat. Holding there for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and melt your hips down. Find that